Today I'm going to make a video on tips for traveling with a baby or an infant, whatever you want to call it. I did a lot of traveling with my son when he was first born because my husband's in the Navy and he deployed when I was about 5 months pregnant, and he didn't get back until our son was 3 months old. I went back to Florida to spend that time with my parents, so I would have someone there with me to help me for those first 3 months. But we were stationed out of San Diego, so I had to take the baby by myself at 3 months to San Diego to meet him when he got off his ship. We then had to fly back to Florida. Then we flew to Ohio to see my husband's family. Then we flew to St. Louis, Missouri to see my family. And then we flew back to Florida. We flew a lot in that time period, including a 15-16 hour flight from Seattle to Tokyo. So I think I know just a little bit about flying with a baby and the mistakes I made and the lessons I learned and what to bring and all that. So let's get started. The first thing that I didn't know, that might be silly, but I didn't know this, and I had to call the airline and they weren't very helpful, but your car seat base in your stroller are all free. They're all free. They cannot charge you for your car seat base when it gets checked with your checked luggage to go in the cargo of the plane, because it's a safety measure. I took my car seat and stroller since they go together, and you just check that at the door when you're like walking onto the actual plane. Something to keep in mind is infants under 2 fly for free on your lap. I took advantage of that so much. It is expensive to fly. I don't know what your baby is like, but mine wasn't colicky. Mine was actually a really good baby, and I got really lucky that he was such a good little baby when he was that young. And he had no problem being in my arms the whole time because, to be honest, that's what he preferred. When you're packing, try not to overpack. I always overpacked outfits for my son, and he never wore everything I packed. He probably never wore half of the things that I packed because I'm an overpacker. I pack way too much, and I always end up wearing like the same 2 outfits the whole time I go somewhere. So I would say 2 or 3 outfits a day max. That's including pajamas and then 2 outfits during the day in case there's a blowout. You can bring bottled water if your baby has formula. My baby honestly never drank formula. I would still get bottles of water and stay there for his formula, and I would just put them in my diaper bag. They do test the water because airport water and basically everything in the airport costs 5 arms and 1,000 legs. If your baby does have formula, this formula divider came with the starter box of bottles I got. This is Abbott. There's 3 chambers, and then the top part will turn so you can choose which chamber you want. You just pop it open and you pour it in the formula. This would make it a lot easier if you're traveling with a baby. I don't know how long your flight would be, how much they eat, but that way you could just bring this for 3 bottles. Another thing, you get a carry-on, a personal item, and a diaper bag. Take advantage of that. I packed everything that my son would need in my carry-on because I can survive with less, but since they're so young and they require so much stuff, pack this stuff that, God forbid something gets lost, it's not going to be a big deal if you lose it. Everyone told me this, and you've probably heard it before, but feed them when you take off and when you're landing. It's the same concept as when your parents would bring you gum if you were on a flight. It pops your ears and you get less pressure on your ears, which could really upset and irritate a baby. I've already mentioned how much you should pack for your baby, but word of advice, bring at least 2 full outfits in your diaper bag, as well as some zippered gallon-sized bags. I cannot tell you how many times my son decided to have an explosive poop all over his whole outfit that got on me when we were about 5 minutes from landing. People say this in general when you have a baby, but it's really important on a flight too. Ask for help. My first flight, I didn't want to ask for help, and I regret that so much. The flight attendants are there for a reason, and if you're afraid of someone touching your baby, or you don't want someone to touch your baby because of germs and stuff, then that's understandable. But when I had to change my son's diaper, for some reason my brain goes, oh, you know what, Paige? I think you need to go to the bathroom too, and I would always have to go to the bathroom. One big thing that you're probably gonna do, and saying it might not help, but when you see people shoot you dirty looks like, oh, I can't believe this person has a baby with them on this flight, I don't want to hear a screaming baby the whole flight. You know what? screw them. They don't matter because it's a baby. They've never been on a plane before, and my baby was always so good on flights. It's a very rare thing that I'm on a flight where a baby is upset and crying the whole time. So don't stress about it. When people give you dirty looks, they either A, don't have any kids and they don't know what it's like, or B, they're just cold-hearted, mean people, because a baby is a lot of work. Flights for babies are interesting. Flights for young kids are hard. Everybody shares the same flight. People need to be courteous, and if they're not, well then, screw them. My son was teething really bad when we first started flying, so I always brought like teething toys, his favorite teething toys, teething rings, teething beads, all that in my diaper bag so it was easy to reach. That way, when he got fussy and he didn't want the boob, I could give him something to chew on and he'd be more than happy. My son didn't have any snacks or anything until we were coming here to Japan, because then he was 6 to 7 months old. His first thing he ever started off eating was these Super Puffs. This is the brand I like the best because they taste the best, you know, they're the easiest for him to pick up, they dissolve the quickest in my opinion. It's the Plum Organics Super Puffs Organic Grain Cereal Snack, and this is the blueberry with purple sweet potato, and they really are like blue. This one's brand new, I haven't opened it yet. They look exactly like they do on the bottle. He would eat these all day if he could, and you know what? He still would. He loves these things. I put these in a little bowl, put a lid on it, and this is what I take in the car with me, and I just hand one back because my kid eats all day long, no matter what, especially in the car. It's like snack central. These are always a hit. We constantly have these, the Gerber ones, the Plum Organic ones. We have these in our house all the time. All different stages, all different fruits, all different veggies, all different. My son loves these, and they're super easy to travel with because they're so, you know, they're already packaged, they're easy. You just take the lid off and you put the lid back on and you throw it in the trash and you're done. When we were flying, Netflix was my best friend. I always had a portable charger thing that you could just stick into your phone and it would charge your phone. I would suggest you get one of those, and if you can hear any cooing, that's my son on the monitor. He just woke up from his nap, so we gotta wrap this up. What I was saying about Netflix. Netflix came out with a new feature recently, I don't know how long ago, but you can download movies and TV shows onto your phone that are available. I'm not sure if every single TV show and movie is available for downloading, but I would download, you know, Clifford, The Big Red Dog, stuff like that. The Office for me, since I'm an avid Office fan. And that way you have something download onto your phone. You don't need the Wi-Fi. You just need the Wi-Fi to download it before your flight. And then you have that for you to watch, your son to watch, your daughter to watch, whatever. You know, it's lights, it's people moving, it's animation. It entertains them and it keeps them quiet and gives them a distraction from the flying if they are starting to get fussy, or if you as the mama or daddy is bored or tired and you want a break but you can't sleep, watch Netflix, download The Office, watch all 9 seasons, and then let me know how it is. If it's not great, then I don't know what you're thinking. That was all of my tips for traveling with a baby. I might have missed some, but that's all I could really think about for the past couple days. I've been writing it down. So if you are traveling with your baby or your infant or toddler soon, good luck. I've never traveled with him since he became 1, so when they start to crawl and they walk around, it might be harder for them to fly because they'll just get so bored they'll want to get moving. But my son did really good when he was you know, a baby. So good luck for flying. Take these tips, use them. Let me know if any of them worked for you, or if you used any of them, or if it's something you learned, or if you have any tips for traveling. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys found this helpful and interesting, and if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, click the subscribe button. I don't know where it is, but click that subscribe button, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.